the Addison Swift luxury apartments.
Mm-hmm.
I can assure you there's one apartment in there that is not.
NASCAR is a sport celebrating ordinary people doing extraordinary things. The daring of its drivers is balanced by their genuine nature. And the incredible success of Denny Hamlin is all the more remarkable when you hear the stories of growing up in the heart of Virginia.
I was trying my best to give him his dream.
And learn of the sacrifice and cost that comes with chasing victory. Those bend-or-break moments that mark his rise.
We were going to be in some major financial trouble.
Denny Hamlin is a down-to-earth guy with very lofty ambitions. His storybook journey is only possible because he never stopped chasing his dream.
I'm going to drive for my favorite football coach. 12 years later, after I met him, that I actually got my first contract from him.
Second flag waving at the start-finish line. Who will get there first?
Denny Hamlin has won the 61st edition of the Daytona 500. Are you kidding me?
I had my Bill Elliott poster here.
It's not bad for 20 years later. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty nervous.
Denny Hamlin was no different from other kids in Central Virginia. Time for family, playing sports, there were school events.
It's a money,
and school socials.
There is Denny getting ready to go on his first school dance. Say something.
Hi and bye. Cut it off.
But for Denny, there was one unique ambition: racing. Very few receive a gift like Denny's.
A Simpson axle?
That's the baddest thing around, right there.
From here on, Denny was no longer just another kid from Chesterfield, Virginia. Richmond, the capital of Virginia, rich in history, full of culture and stories. Journey 30 minutes south, you find yourself in Chesterfield, where there are more legends to revive in this colonial setting. Here, you also run into a deep history of Virginia racing that predates NASCAR. So, our quest to discover the racing roots of Denny Hamlin begins.
What's your first memory of coming up to Virginia to race?
The fairgrounds, Speedway, in this area. It's just a racetrack, man, and race fans. Man, race fans up here are everywhere. Everybody up here was a huge race fan. They would pack Richmond. When they didn't pack any place else, they would pack Richmond.
What I'm really excited about is that Denny, to me, is one of those guys that I think until you come here and you take a trip like this with him, it's hard to truly appreciate and know 100% who he is.
Yeah.
I told Denny to meet us at the go-kart
Let's
track.
go.
Why don't we head there?
Let's head there. I'm ready.
Scattered throughout the Commonwealth are proving grounds like Capital City. These kinds of short tracks gave aspiring hot shoes a chance to prove themselves. This quarter-mile dirt is the first chapter toward the Denny we know today.
Who are we going to race?
This guy right here. Denny!
He has an advantage.
This is trouble.
So here we are.
Capital City Speedway. Made my first racing expedition out here in go-karts. I was 7, we lied, said I was 8.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I ran my first race, won, kept going, and kept going, and kept going, finally.
Oh, wait a minute. After the race was over, you just kept going.
I
didn't know what the flag was?
I mean, I knew checkered was good, but I didn't know what
Just kept going.
I didn't know that it meant stop.
Stop.
So.
Okay.
I loved it. It was just, instantly I became like the ultimate race fan.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple carts here.
Yeah.
I hadn't been in a dirt cart in 25 years or so.
Wow.
So yeah, long time.
We need to stay the course on the Kyle Petty humiliation tour because that's what we do every race in Roots is I just get humiliated by a driver.
These little machines are deceptive. There's no toying around when you stomp the gas and start flying through the banks. And all these years later, I doubt Denny's lost any of his touch.
Go get him! You got it! No chance. I mean, not even a little bit of a chance. 3-lap shootout.
3 laps.
Just do your best.
I'll do my best.
That's all I'm looking for. Next time by, next time by, next time by. This is it. This is it. Here we go. Don't jump it. And let her rip. Go! And they're off. Oh, Kyle's in the lead. Amazingly. Look at it. Yes. There we go. Come on. Hey, oh, hey, thank you. Yeah, oh, little shimmy. Little shimmy. Oh, look at this. Yes. One lap down. Oh, Denny to the inside. Can they make it stick? Yes! Oh, look at that. Denny's taking the lead. Oh, Kyle's throwing it in there. This is amazing. Oh, Kyle's on the inside. Can he do it? Oh, he's loose. Look at that. Oh, unbelievable. Woo! Photo finish.
Do you need directions to your old house?
Yes, I do. I know you don't have like a MapQuest sheet, do you? I mean, come on.
Was he a decent employee, you think?
Probably one of the best welders I've ever seen in my life. Shit, he killed them boys that night.
No way.
Oh, yeah, good Lord.
To better understand the environment that created NASCAR star Denny Hamlin, we're digging a little deeper. That starts with a source who has a personal connection to Denny, as well as one of the sport's 50 greatest drivers and the heroes that made Virginia a hotbed.
Roy, how is it going?
Oh, man, everything's great. How y'all doing?
And I love this.
Huh?
I love this.
How you doing, pal?
We stopped by to see you because we came straight to the source for history and racing in Virginia. Tell us about the history of racing.
Well, you had the 4-H boys, they called them back in the day. It was my father, Ted Hatfield, Sonny Hutchins, and Ron Harris. And just about everywhere you went, didn't matter where you went, up and down the East Coast, one of them was a winning race.
Yeah.
You know, so they called them the 4-H boys.
But then recently, another kid come out of here, Denny Hamlin.
yeah.
How do you know Denny? Did you race against Denny?
Well, Denny started racing at Southside Speedway when he started. And then the first time that he ran a late model stock car, just like this car, he qualified on the outside pole. And I said, damn, that's pretty good, you know, because he was in a so-so car, you know.
Yeah.
Shoot, he killed them boys that night.
No way.
Oh, yeah, good Lord. Denny was just special.
The Hendrick Flying 11 sparked Denny's imagination, and he carried it with him into stock car racing. But climbing the ladder also meant higher stakes.
Your dad told me that every time that you guys would need money for racing, he would just sell one of his classic cars.
They would sell their assets to keep me racing. I mean, and eventually we were down to nothing. I mean, so.
Did you ever get to a point where it was like, okay, we're about out of assets?
No, we were done. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we were going to be in some major financial trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, we were going to lose our house. We were going to lose everything.
Money may as well have been fuel, and the Hamlins ran dry. With a bankroll on fumes, Denny faced one final event when a car owner overheard the Hamlin situation.
We're out of money, so we're going to sell our stuff. I'm going to work at my dad's trailer shop, which I was fine with. I enjoyed working there. He said, well, oddly enough, me and my driver just had a bit of a falling out. Why don't you get in my car this weekend and drive? So I did, sit on the pole, led every lap into the last 20, and the old veteran, he got me. I finished second that race, but it was good enough showing that, like, he's like, you know what? He's like, tell your parents, sell all their stuff. You just drive for me next year. He's like, I can do that.
Denny cashed in on the opportunity with a partnership that won 25 of 35 races, captured 32 poles, and set 6 track records. Cup owner Joe Gibbs took notice, and 16 months later, Denny slid into a Cup car. Denny watched the Washington Redskins win 3 Super Bowls growing up, and Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs, who started in NASCAR in 1992, was an obvious hero. Today, he's still pilot of the number 11, living out a story of chasing dreams that now seem like distant memories. We get a chance to trace his footsteps back to the home and garage the Hamlins used to own.
You spent your whole life here, in the yard playing, at the barn.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the shop, in the race shop. This is where Denny Hamlin grew up.
Yeah, it's shrank since I've been here last. But other than that, you know, just, yeah, it's crazy. It's so similar. Yeah. You know, the grandfather clock. I mean, you know, this was our prized possession, really.
Yeah.
One of our households, we had a grandfather clock, and that was a big deal. And it, oddly enough, they have one as well, and it's in the exact same spot.
That's crazy.
As where we had ours. So.
And this is Kyle. Kyle, you and your wife Audra on the house now. Did someone own it between?
No, we bought it from the Hamlins.
You did.
Yes.
Okay.
When we moved to North Carolina, this sat here empty for 8 or 9 years.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't want.
You didn't want to, couldn't let it go?
No, and Denny said, just get rid of it.
Just let it go, Mom.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So we sold it.
So I only have some bad news. My son's a Panthers fan.
Oh, that's okay.
Wow, my room seemed so much bigger back then.
Wow.
But yeah, I was, my bed was sitting here. I had my Bill Elliott poster here.
Yeah.
I had, on this wall was hung, well, you can see kind of where I had stuff, pictures and stuff, but I had like all these different, you know, the old Winston All-Star pictures from the Winston all those years. And so right here, there was a Michael Waltrip signed picture that I got. Brett Bodine, Morgan Shepherd was here. My bookshelf was here. I had all my encyclopedias.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had race car collection on this wall. All my NASCAR cars was in a glass case where I had them all here. I'd take them out and play with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Here we are, the workshop.
Isn't this cool? Man. I'll follow you.
This is where we worked on the cart, right there on that table.
Yeah.
That's like it's like an old industrial. It's almost like a kitchen table for a restaurant.
Right.
But that's the table.
Steel. It's heavy as. Oh,
You worked on the go-kart.
Yeah. The coolest find that we had, we were looking at the house and found out whose it was. Okay.
No way, man.
Yeah. We saw that one. Like,
spray painted
this
that?
is a historical preservation site. We will
Yes,
not
it
tear
is.
this down. We'll fix everything else, but we won't touch this.
So, if you look at these numbers here, this represents the rear gear that was on the go-kart.
Oh, is that what? I just thought it was a tool organization.
No, no. It was, you know, different sprocket gears.
Okay.
How neat is that?
That's crazy.
Yep.
What was he like in high school?
He was a dork.
Maybe back then I was his hero, but I can tell you he's my hero now.
Hamlin is going to win in Darlington.
I have never won a late model race at this racetrack.
A crossroads outside Chesterfield, Virginia is our next stop with NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin.
All right, right here we're at Crump's store, obviously established 1925. So this is where, when you're heading out where I live, this is your last chance for gas. They actually had really good barbecue back then that I used to really enjoy. So Crump's, this is a family-owned store for a really long time. I'm guessing probably it still is. But
Family-owned store in a Hamlin family tradition?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I'm interested to go in there and see if it's the same. These guys are so hungry.
Oh, look that!
Good to see you.
My goodness.
And then, ooh, is that banana bread?
Homemade banana nut bread made fresh today.
Well, we're getting this.
Do you have barbecue?
We do.
Sign me up for that.
I'm gonna do one of those fries
Okay.
and some banana bread.
I'm just doing banana bread.
I think that's all I'm gonna get.
Oh, you got a cookie.
And a cookie.
Man, you tried to slide that one in right there.
How was the queue? Everything you remember?
Everything you dreamed.
Really good.
Look,
Really good.
the fries are nice.
This is good. Made fresh every day.
Yep.
Good
You're gonna
banana
go
nut.
crazy about this.
Yeah,
You're gonna go crazy.
is that good?
Times change and things change, right? But everything is still the old structure. Like,
Yeah. Hey, what are y'all doing?
These are a couple of slums that I used to hang out with. Ronnie Hickson, Scotty Austin.
What was he like in high school? Besides not having any friends.
He was a nerd.
Was he?
He was a dork.
When you say a nerd, where's he?
He went to work.
Science nerd.
He went to school. He went to work. And he went home and worked on race cars.
So it was a race nerd.
That was it.
So it was a race nerd. He's a race nerd. So let's clarify that. Yeah, let's clarify that.
I think we should go see the trailer shop.
Yeah, I want to see the trailer shop. Can we do that? Let's do it.
Chesterfield Trailer and Hitch was owned by Denny's father, Dennis. The work ethic developed in this shop anchored Denny and is why he's excelled as far as he has.
Who's this handsome fella?
Yes.
This is my dad. This is the one that was always cracking the whip on me to get to work. We had the race cars right there, you know, a couple bays down, and it was always a battle of a balance for me. I wanted to work on the race cars all the time, but we had work and customers we had to deal with that were coming in constantly. My dad taught me it was all about the customers, right? We have hours, but that's just for the door. Like, you finish when all the work is done.
Was he a decent employee, you think?
He was a very good mechanic. He's probably one of the best welders I've ever seen in my life. And anything electrical, get him.
Every penny that you invested in him, did you see the end result? Did you say, we're going to get there?
I had no idea.
So you were just helping your son?
I was trying my best to give him his dream. But I tried every way I could to make sure he at least got a shot at it.
Yeah.
I think we should just see if you're any good still at welding. I mean, if your dad said that you're one of the best welders he ever saw.
Then again, I was only one of 2 employees, so.
He had a 50% shot at being great.
Without being able to ride shotgun in a race car, this may be the closest you can get to seeing the competitive fire in Denny's eyes. Talent fused with dedication.
How do you think those steel-toed Jordans are holding up? Damn, that's good.
Wow! Oh, come on! That's pretty good, man.
That's really nice.
Pretty good.
That's nice.
It's been a hot minute.
Really nice.
It's not bad for 20 years later.
No, that's dang good, man.
What do you think, Pops? He still got it?
Still got that roll down.
Isn't that pretty?
That's right.
I know who showed him that.
I want to be a Friday night hero. That's all I wanted out of my racing career at the time.
Denny Hamlin has won the Daytona 500. Are you kidding me?
Denny Hamlin vaulted into the top ranks of NASCAR. The seasoned veteran with over 30 wins is also a 2-time Daytona 500 champion.
Checkered flag waving at the start-finish line. Who will get there first? It's Truex on the inside, Hamlin on the outside, and 2 close to call.
Daytona 500 champion. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
But Hamlin is hottest at home, stacking up win after win at Richmond and Martinsville. The Virginia ace holds tight to the lessons of his short track youth.
Hamlin is going to win at Darlington.
Then there's the fitting Flying 11 throwback win in the Southern 500. His wins make him a hero among the Virginia fans that still pack Hamlin's hometown speedway. The clock may keep moving forward, but the passion never changes. Southside Speedway is a tough track, an asphalt circuit that was a fixture for Hamlin and other racing diehards in Central Virginia.
You know, the place has been around for years. It's a family atmosphere. And this is what lets the fans and all the family come in and be a part of it, see the cars, see the people, touch it, you know, be so close to it, where a lot of other sports you can't do that. You know, the racing here is so good. You'll see 5 or 6 races a night, and there'll be good racing in all of them. You can come here and win, you can just about go anywhere and win.
Fans flock to Southside, wondering if another Denny Hamlin will rise up from the field.
It was pretty neat to be like, man, I saw him race here, and now he's a 2-time Daytona 500 champ. Pretty cool.
Denny was good to race with. You know, he was young, he was still learning. Didn't realize he thought as much of me at the time as he did, but, you know, maybe back then I was his hero, but I can tell you he's my hero now.
A track provides the moments, but people provide the motivation. Apart from family, Rodney Estes, Denny's late model crew chief, may have done the most to propel his career. Estes provided a step up in equipment to stoke the skill that Denny possessed.
The biggest blessing we had in that whole deal is that Rodney came with the car. And it didn't start out that way. It did not start out that way. And next thing you know, he never left us. So he became the crew chief of my late model when we were winning all those races.
When you saw him get in the car, how soon after that did you know, like, okay, this is something I do want to be a part of? What made you decide to be a part of that group?
I knew it before he bought the car. Watching him run the Grand Stocks before he moved up into the late model just elevated so fast.
Yeah.
It took us, what, a year and a half before we won our first?
That's right.
And after that, it was just boom, 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 boom.
Without people like you, this chance didn't exist for him.
That's true. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like my son.
You grin a little bit bigger when he wins.
Exactly. You know I do.
Yeah, and I think this whole area does. After being up here for a day and spending a day with him, I think this whole area takes great pride in these people that came before, but he's the latest one in a long line of great drivers, sure.
He's, in my opinion, the best one that's ever come out of this track.
You see Denny Hamlin's career come full circle at a place like Southside. Here is where heroes of the past and hopes for the future sparked his drive.
It's all the same. The boilerplate on the wall is all the same. I remember seeing so many cars turned over upside down here, hung on the wall. It's just, everything is, I've returned to 1995.
It's a time capsule,
It is
right?
a time capsule of a racetrack.
How many times did you race here?
I raced here for probably 3 years or so, and a little known fact is I have never won a late model race at this racetrack.
No way. You're associated with this track probably as much or more than any other racetrack.
I mean, this is where I went to a race for the very first time. I said so for so many years, I want to be a Friday night hero. That's all I wanted out of my racing career at the time. And of course, you change your goals as you continue to move up, but still, it's something that I really take pride in, is that you hit the track, everyone respects you and knows that you're a guy that's going to be tough to beat. I never thought I'd make it into Southside, much less past it.
Yeah.
The glimpses into Denny Hamlin's past, the birth of dreams, the milestones, hard work and sacrifice. What we found in Chesterfield, Virginia is the character, the friendships and mentors that set Denny on his way. The roots planted here are what gave flight to soaring success and make Denny Hamlin one of the defining drivers of our time.